corn started.
Okay, this one is tough. It's gonna kind of just spin its own wheels for a few minutes. Hang with it.
Okay. I'm with you, narrator. I like the music though. Door opened. Actually, no, I want to go back and really look out that window. See, I'm actually starting to notice some like legitimate terrain now going on, with more lighting and more of a field of view. Obviously, you know, just he makes dark. He has nice terrain up close. Like when you see like up close, it looks like really detailed. And that's probably why before maybe he had the black over everything, and your field of view is still 4 feet just to keep it there, because he probably wasn't really. He didn't know how to start computing more detail further out. He's really starting to learn by the looks of it. Because even up to 10 feet now, I'm pointing again, like you can see. I don't have a cursor, so on this game, so I can show you. But even up to like 10 feet, you can start to see, and then it gets a little blurry. But I mean, still, even now, and the well is pretty detailed as well, and the sun rays coming from the sky. I mean, this looks really nice. Okay, let's go on. I mean, look at this picture. That is a good-looking picture. Wow. I'm gonna be honest, it almost looks real. It looks like a real photo just pasted in there. I don't know. That's amazing. Oh, look at this design with this road. So this is similar to the wall, that painting that everyone was staring at. But this one is more, I don't know, it's more, it looks really good. It's like, I could see this being a design in someone's house, or like a club or something. You got the base going for the club. The picture again.
See, like, this is it. The whole game. And there's nothing that's particularly interesting about it. You just walk to the end of a hallway. Except, for some reason, Coda gets really fixated on this prison that has all of this modern furniture. And I don't know why, but he decides he needs to revisit this prison. He's gonna start over, use the same assets, turn it into something else. Okay, cool. Here's version 2.
Okay. Wait. Why? No furniture now? What furniture ought to go in the center? Oh, you gotta put a giant hole in it. How about a TV with surround sound? Oh. Okay, now what about along the wall? Let's put a huge picture of a horse. I really like a washing machine. 10 stoves lined up along the wall. Picture of a horse. We're gonna make this look. We're gonna make this room look really nice. Okay, so now I got the couches. We don't want the horse picture. I think we should light up this room a bit. A skylight, full ceiling window. Let's open this baby up. I'm thinking 10 by 12 recessed electric, 6-inch soft LED ceiling lights with fluorescent trim. We'll put live Tesla cords in each corner. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna have some fun. Let's see what the live Tesla cords. Okay, close enough. I mean, in theory, no. Until you need a table. Who are you? Where exactly are you doing this from? I'm pretty sure none of my choices are making any difference. The tables were invented in 1935. Who are you?
Alright. There's a bit more to this one, but still, it's not really communicating anything. It's kind of just weird for weirdness' sake. So, okay, he throws it out and starts over. This time he comes at the prison idea from a different direction.
Please walk forward. Okay. Anything behind me? Nope. Okay, so we've been here before, but as you can tell, it looks a lot better coming from the door now from before. This guide will enable you to escape any prison environment. Maybe this guy felt trapped in his own head. I mean, that would make sense with the prison. This music is like... Follow the instructions carefully. Take care that you remember each step, okay? First, click on this table. Good. Go over to the photo frame and click to turn it slightly. Now turn the fog lamp in this room off, then turn it back on. Now go to the left side shelf and move it over a little. Finally touch the shelves. That's it. In a real prison, the escape will now open. Return to the start to be taken back to your prison. Okay. So, memorization. Hopefully I remember it. Oh, it's bright.
And of course, now the table is gone and you can't begin the chain of events to escape.
Yeah.
Here's a version where there are no bars, but you can't actually get to the well. And then a version where the inside of the prison is the outside and the outside is the inside. Let me just blink you real quick through a few more of these. I mean, he really unloaded on this prison idea. There's nearly a dozen. Personally, I think it's awful to watch this. To see a person basically unraveling through their work. And for what? Like, at what point do you just go, maybe there are game ideas other than this prison that I could be working on? But Coda doesn't have that voice telling you to stop. That particular mechanism of defense against yourself. Without it, you just spiral. And so he keeps going and going and going and going and going, and then he hits on something. And he likes it. And that's it. He's done. He stops making prisons. This is the very last version of the prison game that he created. And the reason I think it works is that the prison is not actually in it.
Just a lamppost. You leave the dark and enter this light. Wow. This is new. Who's he? Is this his way of like calling for help or something? But let's check. Hello, who is this? Hey, it's me. I'm you from after you escaped the prison. You're me? So you were trapped in prison too? Yep, I was in the furniture maze. Yep, I was in the escape.
It's a conversation. And so this is what Coda wants, is to be able to talk to someone, to share what's on his mind, and to get some good advice from someone who knows. But the irony is that even in this scenario, you're still talking to yourself. You know, all of these games so far are Coda talking to himself.
Sometimes I'm scared I'll get out and think things will be exactly the same as before. No, I'm really the same person now. No, I'm really the same person now as I was back then. Actually, that's changed. I'm not the same person. Oh, good. That's so nice to hear. That makes me feel really happy. Age just kind of does it, you know. I'm still me, but I'm not someone. It's hard to describe. Remember to enjoy being who you are right now. It won't last. But that's still me. Wait, if you're me, then did you get a call from another version of you when you were trapped? I'm gonna help. Other me. I'm gonna help him get out. What did I tell you? What did you have to do to get out? Oh, that makes me want it. I just stopped me. They asked me how I felt about being in prison. What if this goes back to the listening and speaking one? They're asking me a puzzle. But I guess they were wondering how I got out of the puzzle, so this could be... That freed you? How does that work? Listen, you can't know until you're out, but I promise you. Just tell me how you feel. It will make sense. Yeah, I feel afraid that nothing will ever change. Well, that's okay. It's okay. Go on. Did he get out?
I can see why he considers this a fitting conclusion to the prison games. After all of the obsession and frustration, just to be told by someone you can trust that things are going to be okay. Wouldn't that be nice?
2009.
So what would it look like if Coda wanted to make a game about talking to someone other than himself?
Those sound effects are great. It's hard to say, bro.
To me, this environment is meant to represent Coda's puzzle, with the two doors on either side and a dark transitional space between.
Clean. Well, good. I'm glad it's all heck that you showed up. Thought I might be having to clean this entire house all by myself. And right miserable that would have been. Everyone knows lonesome hands make lousy homes. Don't worry about me. A place this nice.
You'll notice that the quality of the art is a step up from previous games, including this new and improved chat system, which he started using from this point on. From here on out, he begins putting much more effort into the visual polish of his work, and this particular game took 2 months to create as a result.
Yeah, I'll clear the table. Much less I stay by one sitting down. So please run into the bedroom and make the bed. Okay. Oh, look at this. There we go. Now would you please? Okay. While you're in there, why don't you straighten the rug a bit? All little details matter. Straight and small. Oh, do you know being a housekeeper? How'd you end up doing this job? It's been a long time since I've seen your house. How'd you end up doing this job? Maybe he's cleaning up his thoughts and he just needed a little bit of help. A friend dragged me along at the time and I was particularly desperate for cash. Turns out I never felt so good doing something for money in my whole life. Never did like cleaning my own home. I might have got some demons I ain't ready to face yet. Oh, speaking of demons. Someone put this couch all in a mess. Would you come? I'll straighten these pillows here. Yeah, sure. Oh. There you go. Oh dear, looks like someone spilled a drink over by the couch. Maybe mop that up as long as you're over there. Oh no. I'll wipe it up. I'm not gonna mop your table. There you are. I feel compelled to share an incredible cheesy personal insight. You okay with that? Make it extra cheesy. No, it's okay. Yeah, there's need to wash. Why don't you come do that? No, talk to me, man. Alright, I'm helping you out. Come on. I also check the tub need to clean. How about you scrub it down as best you can? It'll need to be perfect. There's still books scattered on the floor in the bedroom, so would you put them back on the shelf? Perfect. Now then, how about you come and clean these dishes up?
After the intense set of prison games, this house cleaning level almost feels like cleansing. It's the moment after a particularly difficult or traumatic experience where you just need to let it sit and digest inside of you, and eventually cohere into something meaningful.
No, it's okay.
I know that Coda really liked this game. Of all of his work, actually, this was the only one that he called me up to ask me to come over and look at it. This was during a period of a few months where he was
fine.
Grossly happy all the time. Just walked around with a constant smile on his face.
Oh, the bedroom. Oh, did I do that? Sorry about that. Again, sorry. It's 4 in the morning now. Here you go. Earlier when I said I had a really cheesy thought, I was going to say that it occurs to me that one's house is a lot like one's soul. You take care of it, and it takes care of you. Don't know why I felt so weird about saying that. I get it. It's the right thing to say to someone you just met. Yeah, you're right. That's pretty cheesy. There's a bit of truth in it, though. Anyway, bro. So, housekeeping. Let's keep doing this. Books. Would you please clean up the books? Thanks. Oh goodness, those pillows are.
I'm glad you made this.
Would you
I'm
go over
glad
and
you
straighten
found
them
some
up?
peace.
Yeah, these folks are coming over on my scraps. You have folks coming over? Question. Yes. Answer.
But,
you enjoy
of
this?
course, it can't last. The
I actually
music
did enjoy
stops,
that a
your
lot.
companion is gone, it's
I
time
really
to
did.
leave.
Compared to everything
The
else so
door at the
far,
top of the hill is now open as well.
I did really enjoy that.
Again,
I like the
you
music a lot
can't
too. It's so
stay in
calming
the
and
dark
relaxing.
space for too long. You just can't. You have to keep moving. It's how you stay alive.
And now it's back to being cold and desolate outside. Completed the level.
Which is the whole point of the puzzle doors, right? That sooner or later you have to pick up and move. I really thought that was the point of it.
Items you love.
This one gets a
only
bit
prices.
goofy.
Okay. Why did you come here today? Was it to improve your life? Was it to get a better job? Was it to make your relationship more meaningful? No. You came here to become perfect. This workshop is going to teach you how to be perfect. I want your friends, the people in your life, to look at you and think, wow, this person is a better human being than I am. Right now, who do you think about that way in your own life? Who do you know who is so well developed as a person that they make you feel disgusted with yourself? Compared to whom you feel useless, selfish, ungrateful. I tend to make you into that person. Perfection is within your grasp. And the question is not how do we do it, but how do we do it effortlessly? This is easy. It is so easy. It is so
About halfway
easy.
through the game,
Being
the
perfect is
perspective shifts.
effortless. What?
And you play as the teacher. And suddenly, you discover that your teacher is just as bigoted and afraid as you are. Oh, and also you can move around the classroom now.
On the way to work, I told an older person to start cheering aside. Kids should not follow their dreams. Oh, was that me? I'm on luxury. This is the key. How do I achieve it? Well, let me tell you right out. If it isn't effortless, then it's not the right answer. You know? If you are torturing yourself trying to find the right solution for your life, you're not doing it right. Seek out only one thing. What is the easiest, simplest path forward? There is no truth. There is no path. Do what is easiest. Do what is simplest. Feel what is true. Nothing. See, I like how he's staying calm
I felt
while
pretty hard
chaos is
for this
happening.
one. I feel like it's one of the most relatable experiences that you can have. To assume that some other person is perfect and totally fulfilled in every way, and completely miss all of the little flaws that make them painfully human. I think about this game a lot these days.
Let's go to stage.
This one took a lot longer than all the others for Coda to make. It was 4 months between this and the last one. That's twice as long as it took him to make any other game before this. And it's not like it's particularly complex.
No,
so
but
I remember I found that a little strange at the time.
Like there's more like little stuff in between. It actually is more of a set piece now, other than just abstract things put together. I mean, yeah, the lecture hall is a set piece, but I mean, like this feels like more of an open set piece so far. I guess I gotta perform now, alright. We are at the gathering of professionals. First, you'll start out leaning against this wall. Okay? Good, stay right there. I'm leaning on the wall. Actually, it's over here. This woman across the room in this chair is a professional photographer of animals. Is your dream to photograph animals professionally? This is your one chance to learn something from her, to gain something to say. Go on, say something. Hello? Hello? That's it? That's not a conversation. You need to actually converse with her. Be a human being. Do it again. I'm super scared right now. No, it's not what I said to her at all. You're completely missing the tone of the conversation. I was reserved, but I knew what I wanted. I was confident. For some reason, it was just that one moment, but I was confident. Maybe it's that you need a better feel of the setting. There are a lot of people around us. I'll give you some props to work with. These cones that bounce when you touch them will represent people nearby. What are some sacrifices you're gonna make? Oh shit, sorry. Right if it comes against that person. Alright, I'm sorry. I'll never get another opportunity like this again. Everything's right in my this. Shit, alright. I wanna try something. Okay, let me find. Oh. Alright, so you got people left? Oh, she left. What? Did I fail? Did I fail? I know I passed. Wow. No. But the lamppost is here. I don't want to leave the lamppost. This game's really emotional, guys. It's like.
The game ends with this eerie premonition of what's going to happen next in Coda's life. The solution to social anxiety, to fears of having to perform and having to chase success, the answer for Coda is to withdraw, to hide himself away. Which is what leads to scenarios like the stairs that slowed you down several games ago, where it just becomes harder and harder to access Coda's inner landscape because he keeps retreating. He just keeps backing away from possible connections to anyone other than himself. And to be honest, I didn't consider it very healthy when I first played this game. You know, it looked to me like he was trying to justify the idea of just disconnecting yourself from the world. And that wasn't what I wanted for him or for his games. Because I feel like a lot of his games are inviting me to connect with this person, to bring him closer. But what can you do? After this, Coda went off and took another 5 months to make a new game.
But why did he stop? That's what I want to know. I don't know why he stopped. To play this game properly, you must keep your eyes closed. Okay? I don't You guys can tell me what I'm doing. I have no idea what I'm doing right now. Am I even on the right keys? I think I am. So this is F. Did I die? Alright, hold on. So, A.
You should probably open your eyes if you haven't already.
No.
It's pretty much impossible to solve otherwise. And there is a solution, by the way.
Oh, why? You can't see anything either. The only way to stop is to be something that's honest. I'm bristol creative and you can't keep making sense. My work is always fun. I can't keep making these. Yep, that's it. That's the truth. No, you don't just stop when you feel down. That's where all the creativity comes from.
Like I said, I was getting concerned. First off, he's never been this explicit in his work about exactly what he's thinking. So where's that coming from? But then even weirder, his work has potentially stopped being an outlet for him. Not like he's having trouble iterating on ideas, but he literally just can't think of new ideas anymore. And in person, he was being a lot more distant than usual. Like, you know how sometimes a person will just deflect anything that you say in order to keep themselves disconnected all the time? It was that kind of thing.
Here was the point in my relationship with Coda where I really started to wonder if he needed my help in some way.
His games are going to get more desperate from here on out. After this game, it's almost 6 months before he finishes something new.